So I've gotten a few questions from students asking what's the best way that they can manage their time throughout school. I figured I could make a video where I could talk about top 5 ways that I used when I was a student to manage my time effectively. Awesome. So let's get started. So the first one, and I'm sure you already know this, is avoid cramming. I know it's easy to leave everything to the last minute, till the day before the exam, but the truth is you can't fit an entire semester's worth of material in one night. That's not saying you need to study everything, but the best way is not to have to cram it all because truthfully, you don't retain that much information. The best way to study is through spaced repetition. And what that means is exposing yourself to material over a longer period of time. So say studying with 30 minutes a day, and you do that for 4 or 5 days a week. And then as you get closer to the exam, you can ramp that up to say an hour. But leaving everything to the night before is definitely not the most effective way to make sure that you're prepared for an exam. The saying goes, there's nothing good that happens after 2 a.m. So you want to do your best to try to stay on top of things as much as you can. The next tip that I would have is use a calendar or say a Notion workspace to keep track of everything. As a student, life gets busy, right? You have classes, you have assignments, deadlines, and it can be really overwhelming, especially when you're not sure what's coming up next. So keep a calendar, whether for you that's Google Calendar, Outlook, whatever it is, put everything on that calendar. That can even be spending time with friends, going out for dinner, your work. Just have a central space where you can keep track of everything that's going on in your life. If you're looking for a workload tracker, we've actually created a free template through Notion that you can just duplicate and customize based on what you have going on. And I will link that in the description as well. The next tip that I would have is prioritize. You have so many assignments, deadlines, and a lot of things going on. The truth is you can't get to everything. So pick the things that have the highest value and that are going to return the highest reward. Instead of spending 10 hours on an assignment that's worth 5%, you should be spending your time prepping for the stuff that's going to affect your grade the most. The fourth tip that I would have is make time for yourself. As a student, things can get super overwhelming and it's really easy to just let student life take over. But make sure that you're making time to see your friends, your family, go to the gym. Self-care is a buzzword that gets thrown around a lot, and sometimes we don't really know what that means, but do the things that make you feel rested because it's a grind, right? School is exhausting. There's times where you're not getting enough sleep or it feels like it's never going to end, but make sure that throughout the journey, you're making time for yourself. And the last kind of final tip that I would have is if you're struggling, find support early. Don't wait until a week before the exam, a day before the exam. If you're struggling with content from the first class, from the third class, go find support where you need. Whether that's finding a tutor or it's creating a study group with your friends or going through the resources that they have at school, don't wait until the last minute because you're going to put yourself in a really bad situation. Try to be as proactive as you can. I know it's exhausting being a student and you just want to get to the finish line, but you'll make your experience a lot easier if you seek help early rather than waiting until the last minute.